Alright everybody, I get a lot of pictures somewhere. I guess I want to start off here by thanking everybody for coming on out here tonight. Obviously this is pretty exciting for us to kind of complete the Stingray reveal here with the convertible car here. Again, my name is Tristan Murphy. I'm the interior designer for the car here, and this is Vlad. He's the exterior designer. Just first I want to kind of talk about obviously how exciting it was for us to be designing this car. You know, again, for so long. You know, this car was supposed to be always a mid-engine Corvette, and to be able to kind of complete this mission after, hell, since the 60s, when Zora Arcus on top tried to get it to be this way, it was pretty amazing and pretty incredible for two young guys like us to be a part of this program and complete something that had been tried for so many decades before us. So with that, again, I kind of want to start kick off a lot here. You can talk about the exterior. And all kinds of chime in around the interior design, but we kind of want to make this interactive, so at any point, if you guys have any questions, holler out questions, stop us where we're at, and we'll kind of elaborate on this, because we want to have some fun with this, and again, don't feel shy or bashful about something like that.
Hi everyone. So for the exterior, we of course kept key Corvette features like the feature line that runs all the way from the peak nose, all the way through the car, all the way to the rear. And forward leaning intake that hides the door handle, and the peak fenders and the athletic proportions, and the top surface. But with this first retractable hardtop, we were able to create a completely different look from the coupe. And that allows us to, this layout allowed us to create a cockpit that's visually closer cropped around the driver and more aerodynamic looking. And it's quite different from the coupe in the fact that there are these nacelles that visually bridge, when the top is down, visually bridge the interior and exterior. And this integrated but pretty powerful looking vent that extracts a lot of heat out of the engine. The nacelles also help keep the air recirculation out of the interior when the top is down. It also looks really nice and different from the coupe when the top is up. You'll see it when we put the top up later.
I think that was what was really key in this too from the beginning was we knew we were going to do a convertible, specifically a retractable hardtop from the very beginning, which is obviously a big departure from the normal ragtop, soft top convertibles. So the nice thing, what we were able to do from the very get-go was kind of design not only the coupe, but make sure that we could tie in and have a fully integrated look with the retractable hardtop. And that's really key because, again, when we're kind of penning these sketches and we're literally drawing pen to paper here, you have to think about how are you going to make this thing look not only as a coupe, but how are you going to be able to make the design still work when the top is down and it looks just as spectacular and it doesn't have any kind of flaws or anything else. So that's our really key. The big point is getting that in from the very beginning so that we can design it to be this cohesive statement. You know, we talked a lot about even on the interior, and a lot of people in the front row, you can see, you know, the nice thing about when you put the engine in the middle or the back of the car there, it brings the cowl so low that you see so much of the interior from this view that's not normally a view you really see or think about. But when we were designing it, we would actually have to walk around. We would do everything in clay. There'd be no exterior. But we would actually walk around and look at the interior from this view because we knew that this is a view you're going to see it in, that we wanted to make sure that had just as much excitement, that you want to be able to get inside of it, see something exotic that you've never experienced before. So again, and tonight too, we definitely want people to take their chance and get inside the car, feel it, and again, we'll be here to kind of field some questions here. But
you should really, the coupe has a removable top as well. Even though you have to actually get out of the car and do it and put it in the trunk. So arguably, the coupe is an open air car as well, but you really should sit in this and see the difference, how much more open this is.
Is there any questions so far? I saw somebody in the back there was just put a hand up, but okay. I know a question earlier we got from the crowd was talking about The central row of buttons on the HVAC, that's been a big question, I know, in a lot of forums and magazines and questions, and we've been at a couple other events, and specifically on interior, like, why did you guys do that? And for us, on the interior side, it really comes down to, we were trying to keep the dash as low as possible, and if you imagine, you have your screen in the center, and if you put a normal bank of buttons, like your HVAC controls, your climate controls, everything goes up. So if the whole point was trying to keep everything low, we had to come up with a new way of putting the controls into an area that removed it from beneath the screen. And that was kind of the solution we came up with early on, was how do we do something that's kind of very cool, very jet inspired, but again, is actually going to help in keeping the dashboard as low as possible. So again, I think when you get inside the car, imagine if you put those controls down below the screen, everything comes up. And the whole name of the game was keep everything as low as possible, because we want to have these really great sight lines in the car. Again, another thing you'll notice when you get in the car, just like on the coupe, everything on the interior is real materials. We wanted to really do away with any of the plastics in here. So it's all real leather, real aluminum, real carbon fiber. Even like if you think about the door pull, I've kind of referenced that one quite a bit in previous reveals here. That's a four-sided box, but two sides of it are leather, the other two sides are real aluminum and carbon fiber. So again, everything you're touching has been thought about and designed to make sure that it's a really rich, inviting experience, because again, we know when you're coming to the game with an exotic hypercar, you have to really deliver on all those little experiences and make sure that you're going above and beyond what people are going to normally expect from us. Two pedals, but if you want, you can put a third one in there, it just won't do anything. Yes? Between the convertible and coupe?
There's 70-something pounds. It should be in release, but it's less than 80 pounds, which means that the performance numbers will be very close to the coupe.
The cool thing too is we didn't lose any of the practicality of storage from the coupe to the convertible. So even though the top folds down on top of the engine and kind of closes off that area from view, we still have the same amount of trunk volume in both the trunk and the front there. So that was kind of key again for us, not losing any of that practicality.
So yeah, another key is to make the rear of the car, if you consider that there's that much trunk space, there's a big, albeit low-mounted V8, and the top is folded on top of it in its own weatherproof compartment, and we got that much shape in the rear of the car. See the way the fenders are still peaked, these nacelles that are inspired by a kind of like a jet engine housings, basically. That's all integrated into this complete picture that's quite a different statement from the coupe, even if you don't see the engine anymore from the exterior. Sorry? Sorry.
What speed can you operate on?
30 miles an hour.
Yeah, and I think that video was showing them going around pretty fast and cruising with it. I think we've actually done some testing where they have it at higher speeds, but I think the speed that we put it on was 30, just to make sure that you don't have any kind of strong winds that come through and do any kind of damage to the control arms that do that. But yeah, it's pretty amazing. I think that actually is as well the fastest speed of doing a retractable hardtop while moving. A lot of other manufacturers either make you go into park or keep it under 5 miles an hour. So again, that's pretty nice advantage. Anybody that's done the convertible while you're driving, you don't have to pull over or do anything to stop you. Just be in any kind of slow moving traffic and get it to be able to actually close up or go down. So. Yes. Yeah. Last one.
So this is one of the convertibles that, hello? Oh, the mic's cutting it out. We're particularly proud of the way it looks both with the top down and the top up.
Yeah, here we go. And again, this car is showing the full black roof here with the black nacelles, but again, we're also going to be able to offer that in body color. So again, we're trying to give as many options on this car as possible to really make it your own statement. I think, when we added up all the different options you can get in this car between all the exterior badges and accessory, front splitters and side rockers and interior belt colors and stitching, I think there's like 17,000 different ways you could actually combine to make a different car. And I think what's really going to be unique is there's going to be a lot of people that build their car, get it, and then not even realize they have like a 1 of 3, 1 of 4, because that already happens on today's car, and it doesn't have nearly half the amount of configurability that this car has. So it's going to be really fun when people discover they've got this ultra rare car without even realizing it. So
like when you look at the car with the top up, unlike the coupe, it has a void here, so there's open space. And the roof line plunges a little bit faster, so it makes the whole cockpit look like it's a little further forward in the car, and arguably makes it look even more exotic than the coupe.
yes, yes. No loss on the headroom on this, and actually, if anything, because of the way the nacelles are shaped, we kind of skived out around the head back there. In some ways, it actually gives you a little bit more if you're in a full recline, you're a taller occupant, it gives you a little bit more room back there compared to the straight across coupe line on this. So. Somebody else? Well, if nobody else has any other questions,
quick question.
I invite everybody to come on through. Yep.
Any pricing?
Wait.
Pricing?
Yes, so it'll start at 67.55.
Okay.
Yeah. They're like vlogging. I told you. I am. I am.